Hola, ¿cómo está? Está Bobbie con Bud por su vida está. Y muchas gracias para ver a todos los programas. Bobbie Bud por su vida y Master Gardener is not, no es trabajo es feliz. It's not work, it's fun. And me, Bobbie Buds for life. And thank you so much for letting us come into your homes for all of these years. It has been our pleasure. We are muchas gracísimo. We're we have much grace and much thanks to you, todos, everybody, everywhere. I don't know exactly how far these cameras go, really, in the state of Wisconsin or beyond the border of Wisconsin, but we do know that we reach quite a few areas, folks, and we just can't say thanks enough to everybody for watching us. And your input, we see it often. Master Gardener, of course, much more so than myself, as she's been on just about 30 years, and I'm struggling behind with about maybe 8 years. Okay, but it's been our pleasure, and thank you so much for allowing us to do things that we just really, really love. These are our fortes, pretty much, and particularly Master Gardener. She is a Master Gardener. She has inherited our father's green thumb, God rest his soul. And me, don't give me your plants. They won't last in my house. Or if you have me come look at them, I have a hard time keeping an aloe vera plant alive, okay? So we won't go there anymore. At any rate, thank you so much. We just want to say thanks to and all of our sponsors that have carried us for all these years. And Master Gardener did allude to them. However, I won't go that whole route again myself. I did that my last program as well. So, but thank you, a blanket thank you to everybody who's been there for us all along, all these years. We so appreciate it. And it's been our pleasure, honestly. And we have some more wonderful things to share with you all, and that will be coming within the near future, and you will see them and hear about them. Believe me, because God has been very, very good to us. Thank the Lord. Okay, folks, now, got a couple tips here. I was mulling over, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? What do I talk about? You know, there's so many things that we could continue to go over, that I could continue to go over, and some of them, yes, I have gone over in the past. However, it's been brought to my attention lately about the fact that we are, being human beings, there is just a kind of a rule of thumb, maybe you might want to call it a rule in general, not even really a rule, but things that people seem to go to. Like, as a country, there's sayings that everybody seems to pick up. It'll be a word like amazing. Amazing has been a word that's been, in my opinion, no offense, way, way overused. A lot of things are amazing. A lot of people are amazing, yes. However, sometimes, you know, as a general public, a lot of people use it. Sometimes it's a little bit overused, but that's okay. That's life, and that's the way we do things. We're creatures of habit, as they say. So at any rate, so words are overused, things are overused, but then some are, you know, they have their place, okay? And there's a good reason for doing these things and learning about these things and teaching about these things. I'm talking about things of life, all right? And I'm talking really, folks, about the fact of people looking at us and seeing and meeting us for the first time. Now, quite a few years ago, I won't say how many, when I was teaching, I was actually an administrative assistant for a really big modeling school and agency in Torrance, California. It was John Robert Powers. And I was given the gift of fulfilling a contract for them for at least one, and they wanted to grant it to me, give it to me. It was a mom and pop school agency. And I was one of the teachers that I wore many hats. That's what I'm saying, many hats. I didn't mean to do that. I just went like this, cameraman. At any rate, so one of the things that we taught, and it wasn't just myself as a teacher, but one of the main things, when we meet someone else, it's kind of just human nature that we sum somebody up or judge them by their outward appearance, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's what we do as people. within about 90 seconds, okay? Yes, 90 seconds, all right? That is just someone is walking towards us. We haven't met them for the first time. There's a lot of things involved in that. It's not only, sometimes it's because of what they're wearing. Sometimes it's their hair, their face, their makeup. Maybe they don't wear any makeup. Women, of course. Maybe they wear too much makeup. That has somewhat to do with it. It's also our talking to them. It's our vocabulary a lot of times. It's also actually the handshake. If you meet a woman, women meeting women, it's kind of a more gentle handshake. I'm sure many of you already know this, folks. But this all goes into play with the same thing of judging by the outward appearance. And that's what we do as humans. And that's normal. That's natural. So at any rate, that's what this is kind of about. Our appearance and our mannerisms, our manner of speech, etc., all go into someone when they meet us or we meet them. And kind of surmising or summing up a person, okay? Even though that may be the first and maybe the only time we've ever met them. So at any rate, all of that goes together. Sometimes fortunately, sometimes unfortunately. Sometimes it's a bad day that we've had before we got there to the situation. Sometimes it's a terrific day, and thank God for each day that we're alive. However, maybe that day is not such a hot day, okay? So it all goes into play. And these are just good things to know, okay? And I pass them along to you because they were given to me, little tidbits that I call for tidbits for life, buds for life. And I try to pass them along to other people if I can. Okay, so getting back to my point. My point is sometimes the judgment that we get from other people are just simply not correct. For many reasons, sometimes maybe the people are jealous of us. Maybe we are doing or looking or talking about something that they always wanted to do. Maybe because of their situation, they were not able to get to the place where we have been. Maybe not. Maybe they just are, unhappy at heart for some other reason. We don't know. And or maybe they just have, an idea in their head that, well, I'm the one that they're meeting. This is an interview that I'm interviewing them. And I can think about them any way I want. And that's okay too. That is just fine. If that's the way they want to play it, well then, let them play that, okay? And one of the main things that I've learned in life, folks, is if we are received like that, it's not personal. You remember, it is not personal. It's business. I'm talking about mainly business opportunities. And it might even be something like it's a school, but we go to a job interview at that school, or a church, or things that, just anywhere, those are the two main things that I can think of right now. So, but people judge us upon the outward appearance. And again, that is normal. Actually, there is a scripture that comes to my mind. Man judges by the outward appearance, but God looks on our hearts. All right? So no matter what we do, however, in those situations of first meeting somebody, you've got to remember you have the gifts that you've been given as a person. You're an individual. I'm an individual. You're an individual. Okay? Everybody is an individual. And this is not a no. Everything that I say here at any of my programs, and I know Master Carter does the same thing. I know Dr. Philip T. Weichwell does the same thing. They're suggestions. That is it. Okay? We've heard about something, we've experienced something, and we pass it along. And that is up to you as to what you do or not do about those things that we say. Okay? So, it's the outward appearance. Maybe we're in music, and maybe somebody hears us. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. Maybe we're artists. Maybe we're phenomenal athletes. Okay? But maybe the person meeting us has always wanted to be that athlete. but they never got the chance. They never had the money. They couldn't go to school to further their career. They couldn't afford it financially. Maybe they had someone sick that they were taking care of in their lives. The point is, maybe they didn't get to do the things that they really wanted to do. And they see another person, and oh my gosh, oh wow, look at them. And I'm not talking about myself personally, I'm talking about any of us, okay? So it's just really, really good to know that we have what we have been given. And we have the gifts that we have been given, and we say the gifts from God that we've been given. And they are a blessing. They are for us to further us in life and to get along and to do things that we can do that we are best at, okay? So like if someone's given the gift of music or the gift of art or mechanics, chef, oh my gosh, I know phenomenal chef and chefs, alrighty? They are given gifts. Now I can cook, but I ain't no way gonna match that chef. That's phenomenal, okay? That's just not my forte, my field, okay? And that's okay. But you gotta remember who you are when you're meeting somebody, and remember no matter what happens in that situation or any other situation in life, you still are who you are and you have what you have within you, because it starts and goes from the inside out, all right? So I haven't even gotten to the handshake. Well, I did mention women when they meet one another. Actually, women, I said that, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I said gently, women, I might suggest you're shaking hands gently with another woman. No, shake it with confidence, okay? That's all. Don't like grab like that or something, But just let them know that you have the confidence within you that you have, all right? And that's okay. That's all right to do because you're worth it and you deserve it, okay? So shake the women's hands with confidence if you so desire. And the men, back off and be gentle. Yeah, like that, okay? However, I'm not saying do this, don't do this. That is completely up to you. Again, however, this is just something that we used to teach, okay? Now, another thing, when someone first meets you, they take a look at what you have on, okay? Now, these are, again, only suggestions. I'm going to sum it up kind of like this. Now, our world, God made our world with colors, all different kinds of colors. And of course, people, shapes and sizes, colors inside, outside, and, pardon me, in what we wear, and our skin. That's the way God made us. That's the way we are. That's the way it is. And when someone, actually, this is what they taught about. If you are going to buy a car, for insurance purposes, and I think I probably touched on this in other shows that I've done. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure I had to have, because this was a main thing that we learned. When you're going to buy a car and you are concerned about insurance and or being hit, if you, God forbid, if that should happen to any of us in life, God forbid again, one of the main things they taught us was one of the colors, actually the main color that you can see fastest and farthest away. Think about it. It's a light color. It's white. Okay. White, bright yellow, even a muted yellow, you could still see far away, even at night. Okay. A silver, more of a, not really gray, going towards dark like charcoal or anything dark on the order of silver, but a silver car, particularly metallic silver cars, a beige car, actually even a light pink, that the light can be seen the fastest and the farthest away. And those are the number one cars that a lot of people buy just for that reason, for insurance. Well, I don't want to be, jet black cars, navy blue cars, dark brown cars. They're gorgeous. Dark green cars. Oh, they are gorgeous. But you can't see them all that fast. Boom. You're going to get hit by a car. and they're dark colored, well, you might get hit easier. I don't know. God willing, you won't. But I don't know. But I'm just saying that is what we taught. It goes, and actually, it went right along with clothing. Now, there's all different kind of body shapes. All right, tall, thin, not so thin, very, very, very skinny, gaunt, even. Just depends on how you're built. Some people are built with thicker builds. Okay, I saw this person where they, if you are identifying somebody in a lineup or wherever, maybe somebody got lost. Well, what do they look like? Well, they're tall. They're tall, and are they skinny? No, they're not really skinny. They're just big boned. And some people are big boned. That's true. Okay. Not saying one thing about anybody who's not, who's thinner or whatever. No. Just saying we all have different body shapes. And a shape, I'm sorry, a color that we're wearing of our clothes can be instrumental in helping us, be perceived better. Now, if you don't have the money for, a better outfit or color, whatever, that's fine. It's okay. Not saying anything about that at all. But this is good to know, okay? And if sometimes a lighter color, not a real bright color like myself, I have sequins on. Okay, I got sequins on. Hey, this is a J-Lo top. It is. So anyway, I just had to say it. But big deal, okay? I would only do this for TV, okay? Or singing somewhere, something like that. At any rate, so just my point being, I wouldn't wear this to a job interview. I wouldn't wear this to church. There's a lot of places I wouldn't wear this, okay? Just something on a night out, maybe. Yeah, okay, that's okay. But it's just to take the focus off my outside and hopefully give them a chance to get to know me and talk with me and think about me and what I say on the inside, okay? All right, so that's another part of it, folks. Now also, the things that you say. Make sure that you talk confidently about yourself because you deserve it. You deserve the chance to get the job, to get the spot in the school, to get the scholarship, to think about what you say before you say it, and then let it go. Let it, say it. Say what you need to say, and then move on. And there's something that I learned many, many years in, actually, this was my boss in the modeling school and agency that they wanted to give me, literally, wanted to sign it over to me after a year, at any rate. And I said no because I fulfilled my contract, and I said, no, sorry, I never worked harder in my life. And it was the truth, and I didn't want to go that route. So I went back to the Los Angeles Times newspaper that I worked for over there for 12 years. At any rate, point being, you just, you want to be careful what you say. And it's not, our Father, God rest his soul, used to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And not only that, this is what I learned from the boss of the modeling school and agency. Keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple. Just go. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to a conversation, to even a meeting, a chance meeting, or not, or being in a situation for a while. And just try to remember that, folks have got a lot of stuff going on in their lives. And sometimes meeting me is not going to be the beginning and the end of what they think about. They got kids, they got a loved one, maybe that's living, an elderly person living with them at their home, and maybe they're sickly. Maybe they have to work 3 jobs to make it in life. Just all kinds of stuff like that, folks. So just remember to keep it simple and then move on. And even a situation where you're in a situation a lot of times, say you get the job, say you get the opportunity to entertain or to cook or to whatever it is, all right, or you get the construction job or whatever, just try to remember that it's things that happen in that situation, sometimes they may affect you. Maybe somebody's mad about something else. They're not really mad at you, but they kind of take it out on you. But it's not personal. And just remember the situation that we're in, which is business, or it's, entertaining, or entertainment, or cooking, or whatever, and you've done your best, and, just let it go. Let it go. Okay? You've done your best. There is a saying, if I do my best, God will do the rest. He will. He can, if I let him. I'm not trying to preach to you. No, I'm saying what I've done for myself. Okay? At any rate, so there's a whole lot that come into these situations. Actually, these are life situations, folks. They're just things that, I thought I might pass along, and things that work. And so getting back to the things that people first see, as I said, usually it's about 90 seconds that someone will judge us on within that time frame, believe it or not. That's a minute and a half only. That's all it is. 90 seconds, okay? And, maybe I'm not in the place that I need to be in. Maybe I really am not, going for a particular job interview or whatever that I really should be in. Maybe I'm wasting my time, and therefore I would be wasting their time. So, think about it even before you go to the job interview or wherever else this is, okay? Because things might not be as you think they are, and maybe, but I need this job, I need the money. Well, sure, you do, honestly. But maybe if you take a little bit more time, do a little bit more research, maybe. I know there's, we have phones now, we can get on the internet, Wi-Fi and all that on our phones, all right? I'm really not into social media myself, however, other members of my family are really into it, okay? And, pardon me, they can be that way. I did it for 12 years at LA Times, and that was it. I had enough. So at any rate, but you can go to the library. You can call the library and at the reference desk and get phone numbers, and, and there's lots of things you can do, folks. Go and buy a newspaper. Go and buy a magazine and get an idea from that for what you might want to do if you think that this is a job that you're just taking it. Well, I need the money. Well, maybe the money's way below minimum wage. Some of these poor people now in restaurants, etc. Oh my gosh, they're walking out. They're walking out because they don't pay enough. They pay only half of what a lot of the other restaurants pay. Just my point being, folks, by going into all these intricate places in you're viewing us, me, right now, my show, is that there's a lot that's involved to folks meeting us and getting to know us, or not. Maybe they won't want you. Maybe they don't like you. And that's okay. But remember, it's not personal. And you did your best, and that's all you can do about life. And the other things, folks, are just like things that we've talked about so many times, that I've talked about, I should say, so many times regarding, the older we get, men and women, actually, some women do lose hair as well as men. Now, I can't remember what the technical term is for that. I really don't have it. But sometimes, however, you look at somebody or you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, is that a little bit of a thinner spot right there? Or is that just white or gray? Whatever it is you get. If you get white or you get gray, whatever. Sometimes it's thinning and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is just a lighter patch of hair coming in. And the other color is thinning out, our normal color, our natural color. Well, for that, there's some things that you could do, okay? And one of the most natural things you can do for hair loss, believe it or not, is eating almonds and walnuts, okay? This all goes with someone meeting us and, putting your best foot forward, which I'm sure, most folks want to do. And almonds and walnuts are one of the best things that you can do to eat for, but you have to, the whole thing is consistency, okay? And let's see, alrighty. So almonds and walnuts. And then also, folks, there are some that you can get from, and I want to let you know that their proteins, a lot of the proteins that we eat, folks, deliver amino acids to hair follicles. All right, and that's what I'm talking about, is the hair. It boosts growth up to fill in sparse areas. All right, now this is something, it is an actual product, but I also wanted to let you know that when you bone up on vitamin C, the vitamin C increases collagen and elastin production to smooth fine lines around our eyes, as well as boost the skin that our hair grows out of, okay? Now, there's products with or you can just take vitamin C yourself, bone up on those supplements. Bone up is just my way of saying, do a little extra, that's all. And the other thing is, the next thing would be apple, okay? Apple has antioxidants in it that help repair skin damage from the inside out for a brighter, more luminous appearance. Now, this is not only in our skin. There are a lot of products that have apple in it, or just eating apples ourselves. And it also, again, helps the skin that the hair follicles grow out of, okay? The last thing is keratin that I've got. Keratin now is a product, and I got this, yes, from a magazine. Folks don't like it sometimes when I read from it, but sometimes I don't remember it all. The protein strengthens hair and helps new strands grow in thicker, okay? This also, keratin also contains resveratrol, which thwarts the breakdown of collagen and elastin and for firmer skin and less visible wrinkles after 2 months of daily use. Also, folks, if you want to try something that'll help for a facial mask, try okra. Cut it up into pieces, apply it to your face, and use it as a mask. Put your feet up, take a chill, time to chill, and just take it, when you take it off, wash it off after 15, 20 minutes, half hour or so, you got beautiful soft skin. Adiós, Roberto, Betty, birthday, familia, y gracias para beber, y adiós, y gloria a Dios.